F124 has problems. That's no secret. I think many people will be able to list endless amount of problems with F124 for them personally. But for me, there are specifically two issues that are making it increasingly difficult to see how I'm going to be interested in playing F124 and specifically F124 career mode for the rest of the game cycle. And we're only 4 months into a 12-month game cycle, so it's not looking that great. It's not feeling that great. I have just finished my Season 2 of F124 career mode, and I'm currently in between, seasons, the next one being Season 3. But for right now, I'm going to take a week off just to kind of ruminate and sort of assess what the options are for making Season 3 interesting. Because I'm making this video because I feel like, one, it's been a while since I've just sat down and talked about the state of the game. I did it at launch, and I said in that video I would come back and talk about it, if it's improved or got worse or whatever. So this is just a sit-down video, very minimal cuts, just authentically talking about F124. I have written down some of my thoughts so I don't get lost in just waffling about it, but this is basically a genuine chat about F124 because right now it's I'm feeling very deflated about the rest of the game cycle with this game, and I'll give you a bit of context. So yes, I'm in between Season 2 and Season 3, and to kind of what's the word, unveil the curtain, draw the curtain back, so to speak, and give you a behind the scenes of creating content on F1 on PC specifically. So on this year's game, there is a significant lack of the ability and the tools needed to mod the PC version of the F1 game. We had a lot of tools and we had a lot of ability and scope to mod the F1 games on F1, well, especially F1 22 and F1 23. And that is and the fact that we don't have those anymore, which isn't, by the way, EA or Codemasters' fault. That that's not their fault. But the fact that those tools are not available, and there's that's a whole different subject which I'm not getting into. But they're not available. Okay, long story short, they're just not available. So that's why you're not seeing any grip mod videos from me as well outside of career mode, and that's why career mode for every creator is maybe seemingly more lackluster and the most vanilla version of the F1 game you've ever seen, because pretty much all we've got right now is some livery mods and helmet mods, name changes not working, transfers and such not working, and it's really exposing to me, and maybe this is a bit of an apology for maybe not seeing this fact. Maybe I got lost too much in modding the game every year. It really it's exposed to me now how utterly dull and uninspiring the base version of this game has really got, for especially you console players that have no choice but to play the base game. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And coupled with the fact that we're still on the Ego engine, which obviously, yes, I know there's various reasons why they stick on it, blah, blah, blah. But to the casual person, or even the avid F1 player, the game just doesn't look that different. It hasn't done for the past 4 years. So no matter which way the handling changes, AI, gameplay, career mode, whatever, looks, unfortunately, looks matter. Looks and a first impression matter when it comes to people passing by a trailer, passing by gameplay and seeing it. So both those things, in terms of the actual base game and the career, actually, being quite stale if you strip back mods and stuff, and the fact it just doesn't look that different, it's no wonder to me that you see these articles. I'm just looking off camera just so I can read it properly. It's no surprise that we've got articles, like, what's this, dated May, is it? Yeah, no, okay, published July 10th, 2024. So last month on racinggames.gg, F124 has had a disappointing launch with sales 44% down in the opening 5 weeks compared to F123. And history is repeating itself because, so they're 44% down on F123. Now, F123 was already nearly 47% down in Europe, at least, compared to F1 22. that is not a great outlook. And let me be clear. I'm only pointing this out, and I'm only making this video being, super critical, one could say, because I love the game, okay? I love the game franchise. I want this game to be the best ever. I think this can be one of the best sports games ever. At one point, I definitely would have actually even said the F1 game had the best sports career ever of any sports game. From 2019 to 2021, I honestly believe that was true. Then we had 22 and 23, really stalling the progress on career. And with 24, genuinely, hand on heart, I really thought they were making a great step forward in the right direction. That's why I was super positive, about the game up until the launch. Then obviously there was a little bit of a stumbling block in the handling, and I was openly critical of that, as were pretty much every single creator on here. But the issue is, even though they tried to go in the right direction, like I said, there was that first stumbling block, and then they've kept on tripping up ever since then, just with generally how the game is, and the more you play it, the more you understand that even though they may be going kind of in the right direction, they're tripping up whilst they do it, and so they're not making the most of it. And that's because of two issues, in my opinion. So number one, tangibly, the AI are worse. They're the worst they have been in the last 4 years, I would say, or more than that. I've always, and the thing is, I've always been a strong backer that the AI on the F1 games have generally always gotten better and better and smarter every single year. Let's forget about the people that always comment like, oh, the AI is still really bad. No. Stop joking. Stop trying to just be a hater. If you really look at it, the AI have always actually got a lot better. The racing on like F1 23 or F1 2021 was light years better than even F1 2018. Just a couple of years difference, and the AI was so much better. You're getting realistic battles. It was so good. Like, they were getting better every single year. An exception, you may have noticed there, I didn't mention 22 because there was that whole acceleration OP thing out of corners, and really 23 underlying maybe still had those issues a little bit, but they were kind of dampened a bit. But on F1 24, and you'll know it if you've played F1 24, the racing is so uninspiring. It's still uninspiring. The DRS trains and ERS trains are still an issue. 4 months after launch, 4 months. And there's still a problem. They're still being investigated. What investigations are happening if it's not fixed in 4 months? AI racing, literally the single most important thing in a career mode. And the AI still don't make enough errors, in my opinion, as well. Realistic moments. There's not enough kind of like, oh my god, they came together and had a crash, or oh, that AI's locked up and gone straight on into that AI, or locked up and gone wide, or whatever. And when it does happen, it's very clunky. Like, it's in the same place, the same circuit, 5 laps, the same point every single time. So because of this, it doesn't matter that we have a revamped career mode, the specialist, contract system, secret meetings, etc. Those were all great, really great to experience in Season 1. If you go back into my Season 1 videos, you'll see me enjoying them a lot, playing around with them, building them into the story that I was doing with the series, and I was really positive about them at launch, and I'm still positive about them now. They're good, but they're overshadowed. They're overshadowed by, now finishing Season 2, those initial features. You've experienced them, and after Season 1, no matter what features you put in, because it's a racing game, it kind of boils down to, though, but how's the core gameplay? How's the core racing in the career mode? And the racing itself is very dry, undynamic compared to 23. It's kind of a big shame they made such a mess in F1 22, because that nosedived the player base and desire and trust to buy the game. So I don't think a lot of you actually even bought F1 23, which actually, I'll stand by this. F1 23 has got some amazing racing. Honestly, if you've not played F1 23 and you fancy some good AI racing in F1 games, you maybe haven't bought the F1 game in a while, honestly, F1 23 is actually a really good purchase. The AI were really good, aggressive. There were little few moments, maybe, sure, where there's a few things wrong, but every single F1 game has that. But F1 23, honestly, was really, really great for AI, for the racing that they had. I feel like it sits just behind F1 2021 and 2020 in terms of, being an underrated game, honestly. I think F1 23, if F1 22 hadn't have happened, I think people would have rated 23 a lot more off the back of F1 2021. But the problem is 22 happened, and that completely derailed everything. The whole, direction of the game, what they're doing, etc. I feel like the taste in people's mouths changed after F1 22, and they're still recovering from that in a way. Because F1 23 was really, really solid, and it's just a shame. It's just, it's funny to me, like, saying I just wish the AI were like 23. Generally, like I said, every year the AI get better. So you're never going, oh, I wish I could be playing against the old AI. Like, no, you never usually say that because they're always better. But honestly, if I went back, I have gone back and played F1 23, and the AI was so much better to race. Even though secretly, I'll let you in on something, despite everyone and their mum complaining about the handling on F1 24, including me, because it was really, really dodgy at the start of the game, the way it is now, after the tweaks they've made, if you now go play F1 23 as an avid F1 24 player, it actually feels so much nicer to play F1 24. Like, 23 feels like a understeering bus to handle. But the AI, the way they raced you, was night and day, light years ahead of what we got right now. If there was a way to get F1 23 AI, but with 24 handling, like the way you play the game, that would be perfect. But the AI, unfortunately, are tied to the handling because the AI also experienced the handling, and they clearly have just got it so messed up in the background that they can't seem to train and investigate the AI and fix those problems even 4 months after launch. So number one is, if you even notice the latest episodes of my career mode, there's still massive trains, and it's just very linear gameplay of, okay, all I have to do is stick within DRS. That's it. Doesn't matter the tyre wear, doesn't matter the car performance. If I am in DRS, I will pull myself along, and that is it. And therefore, the only kind of tangible spreading out of the grid only happens at the pit stops. So that's the first really big problem that I am a little bit concerned of, like, how much enjoyment I'm going to keep on getting from F1 24 as we go on through this game cycle. And that's an experience that everyone should be having when they play career mode. Like, mods haven't even played into it. The second reason, and this is going back to the whole realizing the base game is very dull, the second issue I have with F1 24 career, and to be honest, it's an issue that has been there since, like, I want to say even F1 2019, when they first brought the transfers in. They kind of got better in 2020 and 2021, but that might just be rose-tinted glasses looking back at it, to be fair, as well at the same time. Definitely from 22 to now, just why is the driver market so boring? It's a snooze fest. I did a test for my Season 3 of F1 23 career. Oh my god. The lack of transfers, and the ones I got, so mind-numbingly boring. Just like, I literally want to just, like, it just doesn't make you want to play the next season, because you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Guess we're basically just playing the previous season again, kind of thing. Like, just why? Just why? And it's why now I'm taking a week just to kind of figure out, is there a way I could do something different to spice up Season 3? Because for F1 22 and 23 on PC, there was a tool that got developed to customize transfers, which was a dream tool for a content creator like myself, or a dream tool for just people on PC if they wanted to make a fun story, play it. And it's why, livery mods and all these other things were thriving, and why now you may notice they're really dead, because sadly that tool is not a thing anymore. And that's not Codemaster's problem, that's not EA's problem. I'm not saying it is, but the fact that they're not there now is really exposing how utterly boring the natural transfers are in this game. And I've said this before, I literally remember making a video on F1 2019 when the driver transfers first became a thing in career mode, right before lockdown happened. I remember I think it was like the end of 2019. I remember making a video calling this out and going, look, thank you for adding driver transfers in, but Lord, you need to make it way more interesting, because it's just not even worth having them if you don't make it more interesting. They need to have a menu option to turn up the craziness of transfers, okay? Like, give us 5 settings that goes from realistic, so what they've got now, which is really dry, by the way. It's a game. We don't need realistic transfers. It's a game. You're going to be playing... the average person probably plays 2 to 3 at a max seasons, okay? We don't need contract stuff that plays out over 8 years that you're never going to see as a normal player. And even me as a content creator, I won't see. So we need realistic to chaos mode where all bets are off and all these transfers happen, or even just make them a bit more interesting. Like, case in point, F1 Manager 24. Did you see how mental that driver market was? If you haven't, go check out my pre-season video for season 2 in F1 Manager 24. I'll splash some gameplay of it right now where I go through the transfers. And it was crazy, and no modding was involved whatsoever. The game naturally put Verstappen in a Merc, promoted Antonelli up to Mercedes. It hard-coded Hamilton's move to Ferrari. You obviously had an AI team of Aston Martin poaching my driver, O'Ward. Like, why? Why is none of this happening? The fact that Hamilton's move to Ferrari is not hard-coded into F1 24 is the biggest, like, mistake that you could have... It's an open goal. It's an open goal to give you an interesting transfer in Season 2. How have they not hard-coded that into the game? And then, like, just things like AI teams poaching your teammate. Like, why, if you're playing for a realistic team, if an official team, why is it that only if you move do the team move things up? Why wouldn't your teammate want to move? Why wouldn't someone want to like get your teammate if they were a world champion, for example, or just won races or what? Just so, like, I don't know what the coding is for transfers on F1 24 or for F1 23 or 22 or 21 or 2020. But whatever system they use, it's the dullest system I've ever seen. F1 managers come along, and within 3 games, they've got a much more interesting revolving system of how people move about. And it just creates a wonderfully fun, different experience, season to season. And better yet, not only do I think the normal game without mods should have better transfers, have either settings to make it crazier to turn up the notch, or they just need to do better at it. I also think they need to do what EAFC does and allow a database changer in the menus to change drivers in their teams so that you can manually do it. So, this sounds a lot like the modding tool that was available and is no longer. Why leave it up to a mod? Just put it in the game. I think there should be a tool. I think that'd be amazing. Not only for content, I'm not even just saying that as a content creator, because obviously it'd be amazing as a content creator, but it'd be a great tool for just people to carve their own little story in career mode. Like, after 3 seasons, maybe someone gets bored of doing what the game does and they want to create their own little thing, or they want to see how scenarios pan out. So yeah, that's where my head's at with F1 24. I wanted it to be a game that got us back on track for the franchise, got the franchise going in the right path, exciting to play career mode, for you guys at home and for me, to watch career episodes and whatever, but also just to play the game as well as a fan of the game. And it tried to, and with all these like revamp stuff, that was a good thing. I still maintain those are good features. It was good. Hopefully build upon it and make it even better into F1 25. But just tripping up because of these 2 issues. The AI taking 4 to 5 years of development backwards. Like I honestly think F1 2018 AI might be more fun than F1 24 AI. And then, yeah, the transfers... It's actually been a problem the whole time, and I gotta just say apologies for not really maybe even acknowledging that fact, because I was too busy, having the ability to mod the transfers and mod stuff, that I didn't see actually that it's still not got any better for the base game, like for any console players or PC people that don't want to do mods. It's so dull. It's so mind-numbingly dull. So yeah, those are the 2 big problems I have, and I hope someone sees this and someone does. I'm sure I'm going to get a message about it as well, about, telling it directly to them. But I need to also voice it just so you guys at home know that this is how I'm thinking. I don't want you guys thinking that I'm just plowing on with Season 3 and I'm not annoyed with the game. I'm not frustrated or getting a little bit kind of like, why can't we have this and that? Because I am. I totally am. But obviously, as a content creator, I also have to just make the best of what we get because, well, very thankfully, that's my job to just make the most of it. So I always will make the most of it. But I want you to know that I am actually equally still, yeah, just so frustrated with the state of it in terms of how, yeah, dull it's got to play. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me on the AI? Do you agree with me on the whole transfer issue thing? And do you think that kind of idea of it just having a slider where it goes chaotic or just having better transfers is a good thing? And, you know, the editor like EAFC has maybe. Yeah, let me know. And let me know any other kind of big talking points that you guys reckon is a big reason why you may not be enjoying F124. But yeah, I just had to get on here because I'm in between Season 2 and Season 3. And I was just sat there like, this is really annoying me. This is really annoying me. I need to actually say it out loud to you guys so you guys know that I am equally as annoyed and I'm not trying to just paper over it or trying to not discuss it, basically, because I know some people have been critical about me not maybe saying enough in the past. So yeah, there we go. I'll see you guys around. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.